Hey, well, good morning, Laguna Woods Village, and welcome to Club Talk. That's right, Club Talk, the show that brings the clubs to you. Now, Club Talk is on every Monday at 10 o'clock right here on VTV Channel 6. And every month we have a pair of clubs that we talk to, showcase, see where they're going, where they've been, and where they're headed, and find out what's going on with each particular club. So we hope you enjoy the show, and you can call into Channel 6 with any comments, criticisms, or complaints. We have two great clubs on today. First up is going to be the Car Club of Laguna Woods. Now, this is a new but relatively timely club, and they've got a lot to tell us about what's going on with the Car Club of Laguna Woods. We have Tom Friesen and Brad Friesen and Tom Bell is going to be with us to tell us all about the Car Club. And after the break, we have Mr. Ed Reed here with the Aerospace Club. And he's going to get down to earth here and tell us where the club's at and where they do it every month and where they're headed and what's coming up next at the Aerospace Club. It's quite exciting. But right now, let's talk to Brad Friesen. Hello, Brad.
Hi, Tony.
Glad to meet you. And Tom, how you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Welcome to the show. And so the Car Club, you know, I've been hearing a lot about cars here in the village recently, and there does seem to be a lack of coercive effort to take care of the people who love their cars, who want to even wash their cars, take care of their cars, and love their cars. And you guys have come along, and starting a Car Club is probably very timely and perfect. Before the show, we were talking in the green room. Why don't we continue that conversation? Tell us how it all started, Tom, Brad.
Well, it started, my wife and I moved here, and I've always had an interest in cars. And so we moved here, and we know that in Laguna Woods there's a million clubs. But we were kind of surprised that there wasn't a car club for people who are interested in cars. So at last year's car show at Clubhouse 5 in October, we put out a sign-up sheet, and we got people, solicited interest from people who wanted to start a car club, and we signed up 20 or 30 people, and we started a club. So that's how it all got started.
Wow. And the format of the club, the organization, the quality of all that, how did that all come about to where you have a coercive, organized meetings?
Well, I didn't have any preconceived ideas when we started the club. I just knew we wanted first to be all-inclusive. So it's not a Ford club, it's not a Chevy club, it's not a blue car club or a red car club. It's open to anybody who's interested in cars. You don't even have to have a car to join the club. And so in our first meeting, I knew that we probably wanted to socialize as a group, and people of like interests, and go to car shows and museums, and we do a lot of that. But in the first meeting, we also asked people what they wanted to get out of the car club. And almost overwhelmingly, everybody who had a car wanted a place to work on their car and a place to even wash their cars, because it's difficult to do that here in Laguna Woods. And so that's one of the first things we did, in addition to the social things, is form a committee. Tom's the chair of what we call the Auto Hobby Shop Committee, where we're soliciting GRF to build us a facility for people who want to do their own work, can work on their cars, change their oil or whatever. And also a car wash station, so you can wash your cars, and that's morphed into even more. There's a big interest now. People have heard about this, and a lot of, I hate to say it, but a lot of residents here in Laguna Woods kind of get taken advantage of. Not even in Laguna Woods, everybody kind of gets taken advantage of once in a while from the auto mechanics. So. This could be a platform for people to bring in their cars to get an independent analysis of what's wrong with their car.
Absolutely,
before
like a
they take
second
it.
opinion, a clearinghouse, if you will.
Exactly. So I say Tom's heads up that committee, and he's done a lot of work with GRF. And
Tom, you have a working with automobile background, huh?
Well, yes, I'm a retired mechanic. I worked at UPS for several years and retired recently.
That's a lot of vehicles.
We've gone through the process, like Brad had mentioned. There's no place to do any work on your car. There's no place to wash your car. Okay, what we want to also get across to the people of the village that we could put on classes like Car Care 101. We could have minor repairs done on their car and go to the point where help them take care of their car, and because we know that they're getting ripped off, be able to guide them on something. If they have a problem with their car, is it something they need to fix now? Is it something they need to wait on? Is it something they just get rid of the car, it's not worth fixing?
Right.
So we just
Right.
want everybody in the village to have a place to go to get a second opinion, and not that we're going to repair the car if it's something out of our area, but we want a place where they can bring their car in, they can change their oil, they could do brake jobs, lube the car, rotate the tires, anything of that nature there, and inspect the tires or whatever. Is it safe to be driving this car with the way it is right now? So this is what we want to get across to the people in the village. This is some place that they need to have where they can do all of this and have some peace of mind, because older people are notoriously being run through the mill on all kinds of things, not just on cars, but everything else in the world.
Boy, absolutely. It's really a spot that
and
is
we
needed.
have put together, Brad and I and some of the other people, we put together, and we presented to the CAC committee that a design of the shop and what it would cost and what we need to have for mechanics tools and whatever else. And we kind of off the wall come up with $250,000. Well, that's nothing compared to what money is wasted on some of the other things
Oh, boy.
around here. So this is something that really needs to, and we're passionate as all get out about this. So
Absolutely. How many cars do you think there are in the village?
there's over 16,000 registered cars in the village.
Gee
I mean,
whiz.
sorry, 1,600. And
no, it's 16,000.
No, that's
yes,
could be
yeah,
16,000.
16,000. Yeah, you're right. So there's a lot of vehicles out here, and so some of them shouldn't even be on the road. So give the people some guidance, and we want to run it something like the wood shop. We'll be supervisors in there
Right.
where you can keep on, and it's going to have all the same liability problems we're going to have to take care of, disclaimers and all of that stuff, because we don't want anybody to get hurt. So the whole idea is keep things safe, but try to give them some guidance that they don't get anyplace else. So that's kind of the story of a nutshell.
Wow, that sounds wonderful. Now, say in a year from now that took off and that was up and running and going really gangbusters, and there's a place for the residents to go wash and to fix their cars and to find a good price, or if I'm being ripped off or not being ripped off. The car club will still be going on every month, and you'll be having meetings talking about cars and showcasing the members' cars and going to exhibits and having your own exhibits. Isn't there a big exhibit coming up this month?
Right. Well, just a couple of weeks ago, we went to the Lion Air Museum, which coincidentally has a lot of pre-war cars, and follow that up with a trip to the Crevier Museum right by the airport. And then later this month, we're heading up to the Peterson Museum to do the vault tour in the Peterson Museum in Los Angeles.
Wonderful.
So,
Well, let's take a look at we have some pictures, folks, of some of the cars that the car club has, and there they are right there.
yeah, that's a 55 Chevy station wagon, Randy's car. It's a beautiful paint job on
That
that
is
car.
nice.
That's Walt's Cord. I don't know what year that is, but it's
I'm not sure.
it's the newer version of the Cord.
Wow.
I think he won Best in Show last year. That's my 65 GTO. That's George's and his partner's 63 Corvair. Don't see many of those around anymore. And that's Dick McFarland's Spider. He loves driving that car. That's Ed's, I think that's a 65 Mustang with a that's got a supercharged engine in it. That's Randy's, that's a 78 Corvette, pace car Corvette.
That's Walt's Pontiac.
Yeah, convertible.
Yeah, he owns the Accord also.
Ah,
And that's one of our newer members, Terry. That's a 39 Chevy with a supercharged 454 motor in it. I've driven that car. That car is fast.
now that big orange car, the last car there, does that have a regular V8 engine in it or something
It's a big
bigger?
block. It's a big block Chevy 454 V8 with a supercharger on it.
Because weren't the cars of the 20s and 30s V8 and V12s, and they were coming out with huge engines. I'm sure they were custom made, some of the V12s and some of those
Right.
for people, but like such as movie stars and the big rich
Right. The
people would
big
have
Cords
them.
and stuff like that
Right.
had V12s, and some of them
Well,
had
you don't
V16s.
see that too much today, do you?
They're rare and they're expensive, and that's why we go to some of the car shows. Some of the, like the Crevier Museum that we went to, I think he had two Cord. He had a V12 Cord, a 39 Cord, and I think a 1940. I said Cord.
Did he have a Packard?
They were Packards.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So a 39 Packard and a 1940 Packard.
Interesting.
And one of them had a V12 in it.
And you mentioned that one car was the pace car. What exactly does that mean?
That's a limited edition, but that year that car was the pace car for the Indianapolis 500.
Oh.
So Chevy produced a limited edition
Of those
of
cars.
those cars with
I see.
that color scheme on it and that sort of stuff.
So the meetings, when are the meetings, by the way?
They're the second Wednesday of each month at 7 o'clock
Second Wednesday of each month?
in Clubhouse 2, I think Gravella Room. Except for this coming meeting, we had to move to over to the 19th hole area. There's a private dining room there because the room was booked. But normally it's the second Wednesday of the month, 7 o'clock in Clubhouse 2.
And if you have any questions, you can give Brad a call at 351-4118, 351-4118. He'll answer any questions you have about the club. Exactly, or probably, I don't know if it's already set yet, what's the format kind of like with a regular club meeting, the structure? Do you have speakers come in? Do you plan on speakers on certain car?
We have we have a regular agenda, old business, new business, and then we try to have a spotlight presentation where either one of the members will highlight a car that he built or a show that he went to, or we'll have speakers that come in and talk about a certain subject. Or like recently we had Dean from Southern California Classic Car Storage place. He has a bunch of cars stored, so we talked about some of the cars he had stored there, and with the services that he can offer to people here who don't have a place to store their cars. So
I see. Boy, I see a whole big project coming up for you guys pretty soon, you know. I think someone's going to take a good look at this and realize there's a need for a car place here for car enthusiasts and lovers of their vehicles to take care of them, to wash them, and to fix them up, and someone to give them all our residents at least a fair shake with the repair people out there.
Exactly.
Because right now you're at their mercy, and I, for one, can attest to that. It ain't pretty.
yeah, we really want to provide a service to the community
I
in
was just
addition
going to
to.
say I can see it as a great service for the community as well as a great club to be a member of.
Right.
Okay, folks, we're running short on time. Any final things about the car club?
We're going to help the Recreation Department with the car show this year, October 21st. It's going to be bigger and better than ever before. So it's at Clubhouse 5 on October 21st.
Very
There's going to
good.
be a DJ and a MC and a bunch of cars, so come on out.
Clubhouse 5
Right.
on the 21st. That sounds like fun. Now last year's was not as tended as well as they probably hoped, as I understand.
Correct. I think they were thinking of canceling it, but the car club helped turn that around, and we're going to make it into a fun event
Very
for
good.
everybody.
Well, welcome to the village, and I'm sure you guys are going to really change the look of vehicles around here, and we welcome you. So thanks a lot for coming to Club Talk, and I'm sure we'll see you soon. Stay tuned, folks. Right after the break, we're going to talk to Ed Reed. He's going to tell us all about the Aerospace Club.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, you have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Breakfast fanatics flip over Farmer Boys. All day, always. Fresh, fast, cooked to order, and easy on the wallet. That's breakfast Farmer Boys way. Get our $5.99 hotcakes combo now. They're selling like, well, you know.
We are pleased to announce that Farmer Boys is now open in Laguna Hills, located at 23952 Avenida de Carlota, across the street from Ashley Furniture. We open at 6 a.m. every day. Laguna Woods residents, please stop in for a free coffee and 10% off your bill.
The foundation of Laguna Woods Village is unique in the nation in serving its senior population, our friends and neighbors, with temporary financial assistance. Your donations assist Laguna Woods residents in maintaining their quality of life by providing help with medical bills, food, respite care, Meals on Wheels, and other emergency needs. With village support, the foundation continues to help our residents. Can we count on you to donate?
Hey folks, welcome back to Club Talk. And as promised, we have club number 2 with us now, and it's the Aerospace Club with Mr. Ed Reed. He's going to bring us down to earth, as I always like to say, with what's happening with the Aerospace Club, because they're full of jets and airplanes. Hi Ed, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, so we chatted a while ago about the Aerospace Club, and we had a lot of fun. What is happening? Anything new, or is different? Or tell us about your last.
We've added one feature to our program now. After the program is over, the main program, we have what we call Open Mic Friday.
Huh? Open mic.
It gives members to stand up and share a story for about 3 to 5 minutes. Tell them the story of their life.
I bet. No, I bet that's
something
interesting.
Aerospacey.
Right.
And it's really taken over. They look forward to doing that, and we get 2 or 3 in per meeting.
So your monthly meeting is primarily the huge, beautiful, wonderful buffet.
Yes.
Coupled with a speaker usually.
Yes.
And then this open mic.
Yes.
Which a member would. Nothing said in advance. It's like open mic from that.
Yes.
Function is where you pick a guy from.
It's just we had some interesting stories, and we have one gentleman that has been waiting for this moment to this month to come up again.
Really?
He's got lots of stories. He's a pilot.
He's a pilot, like stories of his piloting in the past?
All kinds of things. He was a glider pilot at age 16. His instructor was 19, and he's piloted 747s since then, and he's had some harrowing experiences.
Wow, I bet.
And yeah, he's quite a storyteller.
And your meeting this month, you have the guy coming in. Who's coming in, the speaker this month?
No speaker. We're showing a DVD. It'll be presented on women in helicopter aviation. It's entitled From the Cockpits and Hangars to Hospitals and Boardrooms.
Wow, I bet that's interesting. Women in helicopters, huh?
Yeah, very good.
Because you have a lot of interesting, either the film, a documentary, or a speaker. You had the Gray Eagles, stealth technology, and where I'm interested, mankind gets ready to send humans to Mars.
Yeah.
The aerospace, do your meetings actually, do they separate between the aero and the space, or is it up to the members to bring up that subject?
It's up to the members.
Up to the members. Do you have many now that are asking about the space end of it, where the lunar and the Mars missions? And
we got a gentleman that just joined the club a couple of months ago that was the head of the department that worked on the capsule that brought John Glenn back in the early 60s. So got a lot of history.
I bet.
A lot of history.
How's your membership? Is it growing and good
It's
and
growing.
strong?
It's growing.
Good.
2 to 4 a month.
I happened to stop in, I think it was last month, I put my head in the meeting, and boy, the buffet looked great, and everyone was there ready for their speaker. I think he had a speaker that month.
Yes.
And well attended. So congratulations.
Everybody has fun. Yes,
Now, do some of these your members, I guess I would imagine they own their own airplanes.
some do,
right?
Some do, yeah.
And some are ex-pilots from like
Ex-pilots,
World War II.
fighter
or,
pilots, dive bombers,
wow.
all kinds of things. Yeah. Keeps it interesting.
And what about field trips? Are those involved?
Field trips, yeah, we did go to Lyon Air Museum a couple of months ago, and we're looking forward to organizing another one. I think we're going to putting together something to the Planes of Fame this time, in probably about maybe a few weeks.
Now, are
Probably can do
airplanes
that.
kind of like the previous club, cars?
Right.
Are airplane models and types and number of blades and propellers and all the different configurations, is that like a hobby type thing to the members of your club? I mean, do they talk about a certain
Well,
airplane?
we won't be putting up a shop to work on your plane.
No, not putting up a shop, but I mean, there are so many different types of airplanes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Is that a discussionary topic?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I want to talk about, or
Yeah.
I'm talking about the double prop de Havilland Twin Otter.
Right. It's a topic. We're constantly looking for new program material. I've got a friend that built a P-51 Mustang out of scrap parts, and he ended up racing it at the Reno Air Races for the whole season in 1982. And he's a Marine, and flew a lot of aircraft, and I'm thinking about having him to come over to speak to the group. He's a very interesting man.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I think any storyteller, because that's what they are, storytellers, all
Yes.
your speakers, have with their experiences would be more than welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Both the listener and the storyteller.
Right.
Everyone loves to tell their story of where they've been and what they've done. And I'm sure there's a multitude with your club membership.
They come forward. They come up to me after the meeting and tell me something that they have that they'd like to share.
Uh-huh.
So it's they do this every meeting almost.
Is
So
there
they're enthused.
Is there a World War II contingent? Is there some folks that were flyers in the World War II end?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
you have those
My
stories
dad
as
was
well?
a flyer.
What did your dad fly in?
Well, he worked on P-38s at Lockheed, and then when he got into the war effort, he actually flew them too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Or thank him.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone who helped deserves good old kudos for
Good
helping
airplane.
the service.
Good airplane.
So what's new on the horizon
Well,
for the Aerospace Club?
Just more field trips. We're having a Mexican cuisine at our next meeting on the 22nd, and hope everybody that takes an interest in aerospace will come over and be a guest. Yeah.
Now, for the novice who is just interested in, say, airplanes and flying and looks up and they don't understand or yet know. Say the person doesn't know the 4 axioms of flight. They don't even know the basics of getting an airplane off the ground. Does the club cover the technical end of flight,
Oh yeah.
per se, and how airplanes actually fly and what gives them the lift and the propulsion?
Right.
Even though I would imagine most of your members are past that stage.
Well, we have some presentations, the DVDs that go into detail, and they explain it in layman's terms.
Because for the layman, that's where the fascination first, I think, comes, as they
Right.
see that 1,000 pound hunk of metal up there flying.
Right.
How is it flying? And it's really a simple equation, which the Wright brothers landed upon, which gets the plane up,
Right.
a little lift and propulsion, and you're there. But it's a lot more Today, it's
Well, it's,
so
yeah,
technical, the jets
some of the
today.
programs cover the what led up to the certain discoveries.
Huh.
Yeah.
What is your take on the sudden influx in the air technology that we encompassed in the 50s? I mean, suddenly it seemed like in the 50s and the early 60s, our technology with the airplanes just skyrocketed.
We're pushing the limits now. They have to. In the days when they were building P-38s, they didn't have trouble drilling holes and things like that. But later on, when they designed the F-111, they were using different metals, titanium, for instance.
Right.
And they found out that they developed martensite. They call martensite, and this is cracks around the drilled holes that were causing parts to break. And that's why a few of us remember when they grounded all the F-111s back in the 60s. And they found out from that aircraft what a lot of them were suffering from, and that was that they were getting the holes overheated by just stuffing the drill through the metal without actually just using what they call a pecking motion.
Wow.
Where they just and they were overheating the drill, and then it was causing the hole to get like a ring around the hole. Looked like a fire ring. It was just.
And so steps were taken to prevent that ring from starting.
Well,
and
aircraft, all airplanes vibrate. That's a big problem, and so eventually that part would develop a crack, and it would break and cause a crash.
huh. That's one thing about each crash does, unfortunately, they're horrible and they're terrible in their own occurrence,
Right.
but they do provide a stop study and what happened and why, and it's prevented
Right.
for the next thousands and millions
yeah.
of air travelers.
Oh yeah, when I worked at Lockheed, in fact, they put us all in what they call a martensite class, and we had a man we called the martensite engineer, and that's what he did. We had to study that problem, and it altered the way we did
Yeah,
parts.
they study until they fix it. It's got to be fixed,
Oh,
right?
yeah, of
it has to
course.
be fixed. Right.
Right.
Do you stay in tune with the industry as far as keep up with the industry and where Boeing is going and
No.
who's producing? No, you don't. The
Not
next
really. Well,
supersonic
just
airplane?
not like I used to.
The Concorde and
Right.
what's coming up next.
Oh, yeah, everything is. It's the things that interest me. If it comes across, if I see something.
Well, that next, the jets that they're now experimenting with and the rockets that these Branson is doing and these
Oh,
other
yes.
individual, smaller than the government type entities
Right.
are doing some amazing, amazing things.
Well, they're trying to go to. They're preparing to go to Mars.
Going to Mars, we're headed to Mars, and they say we've been there before. And with that, any final thoughts, Ed, on the Aerospace Club?
We'd like to see everybody that takes an interest come along and be our guest. If you've already had your lunch, drop by about 1 o'clock for the program.
And that's the fourth Friday.
Right.
Right,
Fourth Friday of the month. We're off July, August, and December. So we have 9 programs a year.
Very good. Okay, and that's it from the Aerospace Club. Thank you for watching Club Talk. And next month, we have the Theater Guild is going to be on, along with a great new club, the Magic Club. So stay tuned next month on Club Talk. We've got a couple of great clubs coming up as well as this month too. And stay happy, healthy, and join the club. Bye now. We'll see you next time.
All right, stand by.